I'm out of black cherry White Claw. We're going to have to reload that one. Okay. I'm pounding them down today. It is a cool, refreshing drink. And I continue to be baffled and confused and trying to find something out there that makes sense to me on this whole Pizzagate, Pedogate, Podesta-gate, Clinton-gate, all this stuff, right? All these people die of mysterious circumstances, people disappear. And about a week or so, there was all this stuff floating around the internet about how Wayfair, the company Wayfair, is selling these cabinets, these supposed industrial cabinets that should go for like a few $100, for like 15 grand and 20 grand. And if you look at the SKU number and tie it back to this Russian search engine called Yandex, and you put the SKU in, it brings you to a page with pictures of kids. And if you buy the box, you can get the kid. And, you know, this is conspiracy theory. It's deep. I'm doing some research on it, but some of it's out there. And then Wayfair also sells these really strange pillows and stuff. And the pillows are named after kids who have gone missing. I don't know. I can't level it out in my brain, but there's some really weird crap going on around Wayfair, and if there's a connection, and I'm breaking it down. Okay, you be the judge, but there's a lot of info out there that if you're daring enough to actually start Googling this stuff and putting it in the search engine, you're kind of going to find stuff that is a little scary, if you ask me, okay? So along those lines, now we know there's a conspiracy theory out there about companies about, selling these cabinets that for 15 grand that look like they're a few hundred, and these pillows for 10 and 12,000. I don't shop on Wayfair. As I've mentioned to you, I work for Overstock.com in different capacities, many different capacities over the year. And if I can, and when I can, I shop on Overstock.com. I know it's a good, fulsome company. I know the management teams. I know a lot about the company. And I think they're a great company. I've been in their warehouse. I've never seen any kids jammed into a Foot Locker or anything like that. So I feel like this is a good old-fashioned American company, and that's where I shop. Strangely enough, since I've been talking about Wayfair, and by the way, Wayfair loses like $1 billion a year. So what does that mean? To beat their competition, they sell almost everything on their site at a loss just to pick up market share. And you would think, well, somewhere in there they got to be making money. How do they stay in business? They issue more stock so that they can raise money, so that they continue to lose money, which is strange. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to be in business to lose money? But that's what Wayfair does. All they do is lose money. They've never made money, ever, in the history of the company, but yet the stock is $200. As we come into the hour, get through the first hour here, I've also been talking to you about Overstock.com. Stock is $60 as we speak, and if you ever wanted to compare a couple of companies, take a look at Overstock.com, that at one point in their recent history had like 2 years straight of profits, went through a little tough time in the last 12 months or so because they're really innovating, spending money to get into a new business in the T0 division that's focused on cryptocurrencies and trading of security tokens, not cryptocurrencies, security tokens. They've built this beautiful ecosystem, which is the future, okay? And the stock is really reflecting that. But on the e-commerce side, they're killing it, as far as I could see, which many of the e-commerce companies are. And, reporting this week are all the FANGs, the Facebooks, the Apples, Netflix, Google, all these FANG stocks. As I talk about Wayfair on my show, strangely enough, in my Facebook feed and my Instagram feed, I'm starting to get advertisements from Wayfair. And I don't shop on Wayfair. I don't even click on Wayfair when I see it because I don't want anything to do with Wayfair, okay? But for some reason, this came across my feed yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, in the middle of everything that's going on, this is a product that Wayfair thought I should know about because they made sure it made its way into my feed. And when I'm just note to Wayfair, okay, in the middle of this conspiracy theory firestorm out there of you guys somehow or another being connected to this global sex trafficking ring of little kids, pedophiles, you might want to lay off the advertisement for mini fridges because, you know, it looks like, you know, maybe you can keep a little dead body kind of cold in one of these mini fridges. So maybe the big Foot Lockers with the pillows got like too much publicity, so they are shying away from that. But these days, Wayfair's coming at you with mini fridges, so for whatever that means, okay? There continue to be people who are bashing me in my direct message comments that yesterday and last week's, yesterday's reiteration of last week's commentary on Justin Bieber's alleged revelations in his Bible study group was from 2 years ago, and he's not with Selena anymore. Look, here's what I'll say, and I'll keep saying it, okay? This story echoes of the same story we've heard from a number of people, okay? Corey Haim, you had Isaac Cappy, now you have Justin Bieber and others saying that there is this satanic cult in the upper echelons of the Hollywood elite, and Justin Bieber coming out and talking about how they try to influence him with drugs and alcohol, and he didn't go for it, and they brought him to this thing. All I will say is this. I am going to keep talking about it on this show until someone proves to me that it's not true. And if Justin Bieber is out there, and I'm sure he's not watching Liquid Lunch, but maybe we should tag him on some stuff and say this. You know what? If Justin Bieber sees this whole story, this elaborate story, how he was brought into a room with people in masks who were drinking blood and there was a dead baby in the room, if this is false, then it's pretty libelous, whoever wrote it and said that you said it. So you would think an army of lawyers can go out there and get someone to take a post down, because Facebook takes down posts all the time for no reason. So if Justin Bieber didn't like what was being said in that post, I would imagine he can get it down, boom, like that. Now there are other conspiracy theories that Justin Bieber does a live, and people ask him in his live stream if he's ever, been part of it or this or that, and he is reluctant to speak of it. But they say, hey, if you ever did this or if you ever saw that, touch your hat, and then he touches his hat. So there is mounting, let's call it collateral evidence that Justin Bieber has some information on this. Now, I can understand why maybe he doesn't want to come out and go to the authorities and give people up, because Isaac Cappy, dead. Jeffrey Epstein, dead. Ghislaine Maxwell didn't kill herself, but I'm sure she's probably close to dead. Steve Bing, a very close associate, mega donor to the Clintons, good buddies with Jeffrey Epstein, dead. The judge overseeing the Deutsche Bank Jeffrey Epstein connections case, her son is dead. Her husband is in a hospital with near fatal gunshot wounds. Okay, so I can understand why Justin Bieber, if he knows something, doesn't want to come out. But in the same token, if it affected your life that much, if you got big faster than the establishment could control, God bless you. Thank God for you. But to sit back and say nothing, if you know that there are a group of people who are literally sacrificing children for their own whacked out cult views, and you're not saying anything about it, well then shame on you. And I think you're a great artist. I think you're a great person. I'm glad you found God. But you know what? If you know something, say something. And I think you'd probably be looked on a lot more favorably by the man upstairs if you were one of the people who helped put an end to one of the worst things happening in our world today, which is human trafficking, and to take advantage of kids and kill them and sexually abuse them, and for your own vanity. It's absolutely disgusting. We'll take a quick break. More Liquid Lunch right after this.